Hey everyone, this is Sandy. Welcome back to my channel. A very quick recap, honestly, probably not that short of a recap. It has been a while since I last posted a reset video, a monthly reset video, and I'll be honest, I was pretty terrible at budgeting and just keeping myself on track last year, and so this year we're gonna change that. A couple months ago, I decided to completely change the way that I budget, how I save my money, how I basically incorporate everything that I do for content creation, etc. If you guys are new around here, here's a little recap. So basically, I quit my full-time job back in like 2021 because I was just like over it. I hated my job, I was extremely unhappy, and I wanted to move back home. So I moved back with my parents and I decided that I wanted to do full-time content creating. Unfortunately, it didn't go as planned. It didn't go as how I wanted it to go. And so I did pick up a part-time job where I could make some money on the side and still continue to work on my content creating and making this a business for myself. Through my resets, I definitely want to share with you guys my journey as a content creator, building my platform, building my business, and as well as how I budget and keep my finances on track, especially now that I'm trying to save money so that I can have my own place and just like restart my life. If you guys are in similar situations, definitely join me on this journey with me because we got this together. We could definitely learn from each other. I am definitely not perfect, but we're gonna try here. We're gonna do it. I'll be honest, I haven't been really the best when it comes to budgeting for the past like 5+ years of my life. It definitely got worse the past 3 years. I've been trying, the last 5 months or so, I've been really trying to commit to like budgeting, writing down all of my expenses, being really good at saving money too, just because I really want to change my life this year and I want to save enough money so that I can move out, have my own place, like just have progress in my life. I've been living with my parents for a couple years now and it's kind of time for me to like be in my next chapter of my life. And that means I really need to like budget and save money. I've been actually using my agenda book basically to do everything. That's where I write my goals, where I budget, where I write my weekly schedule. Every single thing, I like to do it in this book. I'll also like sometimes transfer some of the information onto my Notion. Really depends on like how busy I am or not. So one thing that I like to do every single month is kind of talk about my wins, how I felt about the previous month, sort of like a monthly recap. I think it's important to be grateful about every little thing that happened. That's including even the smallest wins, what lessons you've learned, and what you could do better in the upcoming months. In February, I did have a couple of some small wins that I'm super grateful about, and one of them was that I actually applied to 2 marketing agencies a few months ago, and I got good news that I got accepted to them. Now, if you don't know, like if you're an influencer or a content creator and you're trying to get yourself out there, but it's hard, you can actually apply to like marketing agencies that will help you basically be like your middleman. They'll help like reach out to brands, talk to them, see if they want to work with you. I actually got accepted to 2 of them and they are both actually like Latina, BIPOC type of agencies, so I'm super grateful about that. Of course, I did receive some PR, which I'm super grateful about. As a smaller content creator, receiving PR is such a big deal, especially if you are trying to like, stand out and show people your value. So super grateful about that. I do have a couple videos on my TikTok talking about how I've received PR as a smaller creator, so if you're interested, definitely check out those videos. Now, since I've been kind of sporadic a lot lately and I haven't been able to focus a lot, I did start listening to podcasts again back in February, so that is definitely a win for me. I've been really trying to listen to podcasts more so that I can help me stay productive, stay focused, and of course I've learned a lot from these podcasts. One thing that I definitely want to incorporate more into my life is to listen and watch videos that add value to my life rather than it making me feel imposter syndrome or make me feel worse or spend hours and hours on TikTok, which I definitely do a lot. And so that is a win. Definitely listening to more podcasts and staying focused on things that actually add value to my life, and of course saving money. What were some lessons that I learned as well as insights that I gained in February? First of all, money will come to me easily. That's something that definitely, like, when I had my whole computer issue, I was freaking out. I was like, oh my god, I have to save so much money. Like, I need to take out money from my savings. This is horrible. But honestly, it really reminds me of that like money affirmation that I usually try to like remind myself is money comes to me easily, money comes to me fast, money loves my company, and when money comes, it will last. I always say that to myself. And so of course, when I spent all that money to get my computer fixed, and then immediately that money came back to me, I was like, yes, money comes to me easily. I learned that if I truly feel like I'm a lucky person, I truly feel like all good things happen to me, it really does happen. It really does make me feel lucky, just because I am completely changing my mentality, and instead of focusing on the negativity, all the things that could go wrong, I'm focusing on all the good things that will happen, that are good, and that are happening, that are good. And so definitely that's something that I started to incorporate more in February, and I still continue to do that into March. There are definitely things that I lacked and that I could have done better in February, but I do kind of like to rate different categories as to how good and how bad I did. Of course, 10%, 0% is bad, I did horribly, and 100% is I did amazingly. When it comes to my health and fitness, I definitely will say I did about 50%. I definitely tried to incorporate daily movement into my life. I would walk around, I'd walk my dog, but I haven't been really incorporating any type of cardio or workout sessions into my week, and so that's definitely something that I need to work on more. As for my business and career, I also rate it about a 50%. I feel like I've been doing really well with scheduling out like days to film TikTok content and to edit videos, but I could definitely do better when it comes to my YouTube channel. I haven't been posting much, so 50% for business and career. Family and friends, I would say maybe a 70% in February. I feel like the past 2 years has been very much of a learning lesson when it comes to my relationship with my family and friends, just because we all have changed and there's a lot of differences and a lot of arguments involved. But I think I think February has really been a new start in my relationships with my family, relationships in general. I think that I would rate myself at 60%. Like I said, I am definitely trying to learn again how to set boundaries and how not to take in other people's judgments so hard. You know, just like I need to stop taking everything that people say or react so personally. Not in the way where I'm like, oh, super defensive, not at all. More like I feel like everyone hates me, you know? So that's definitely something that I'm learning more. For my personal development, something that I really want to focus on is setting a schedule or a routine for myself. That I've been struggling for years. Like, not just like the past 3 years, but like years. I think ever since ever since I graduated college and went into like the working field, I've been struggling setting a routine. Like, I don't know if it's because I got so used to being a student. When you're a student, you kind of have almost like a set schedule already for you with your classes and like getting ready to go to class, maybe working while you're a student. And so I think that because I don't have that in my life anymore, I'm the one who has to set the schedule, and it's been difficult. And so yeah, so I've been definitely working on that, and I will have to say that in February I could have done better, so I would rate myself like a 50%. I'm doing a little bit better. When it comes to my finances, like I said, I was struggling for a few years trying to set like a budget, but for the past couple months I have been working really hard to setting up more of a budget for myself, taking out a percentage for savings, all of that. So I would definitely give myself like a 60%. And for recreation, I think as recreation, like when you hang out with friends, like leisure things, reading a book, all of that. I definitely need to do better when it comes to reading books, but I have been listening to a lot of podcasts, and I was able to hang out with my friend a couple of times, so I would give it like a 75%. Finally, my spiritual rating. What do I think about my spiritual rating? I feel like that kind of in my mind is like manifestation, affirmations, listening to podcasts that really focus on building a better wellness life, you know, healthy wellness lifestyle. I would say my spiritual was pretty like much better than it was in the past year. So I definitely would give it like a 60%. In March, some of my goals that I'm definitely looking forward to are, of course, one, working out at least once a week. Yes, I do incorporate daily movement almost every day in my life, but this not necessarily mean I'm actually doing like a workout session. It doesn't matter if it's like an at-home workout or, you know, Pilates, whatever. So I definitely want to incorporate at least working out once a week. I've been looking at Pilates videos on YouTube, like the recliner type of ones that they use a reformer. I feel like that is so expensive. Those reformer Pilates classes are extremely expensive, but there are like, I guess like dupes of reformer Pilates classes that you can do at home with sliders. So that is definitely something that I want to look into for March. For my business and career goals, like I said, I've been very like stagnant with my content creator business. Like, yeah, I post a lot on TikTok, but I don't really, and I do get PR, which I'm super grateful for, but I haven't really had any paid opportunities, like any paid sponsorships. I haven't, you know, been able to really reach out to brands as well. Brands don't really reach out to me for, you know, paid sponsorships or any of that. So I definitely want to, like, you know, at least email 3 to 4 brands and just kind of get more brands to know me and to put myself on the map. And I also want to get back on YouTube. I absolutely love making YouTube long form content. I haven't really been that consistent on YouTube for the past couple of years just because I focus so much on TikTok. But now with YouTube Shorts, it definitely makes it easier for me to like post things on YouTube. Let's actually look into my monthly budget for February because your girl did so much better in February. Like January, I am not kidding you, I had like a 2-page list of all of the expenses that I did in January and I spent so much money. But in February, I did so much better. I barely like filled, I mean, I almost filled the whole first page of my expenses, but I did so much better. I do have a couple of categories that I kind of focus on when I do my budget. My first one is content creating budget. I like to take a certain amount of money where I basically spend for anything content related, if that's new tools, new devices, repairs, any of that, that will be in my content budget. Then we have food, like outdoor food, junk food, you know, restaurants and coffee shops. That is definitely my most spent budget. Working on that. Subscription and entertainment, internet and phone, clothing, shopping and beauty, music and books. Others could literally be anything, like medicine, things for my dog, maybe even like transportation fee, all of that. And then I also have emergencies. I'm lucky that I live with my family, so I don't have to really worry too much about things like rent or electricity, things like that. So right now that is not included in my monthly budget, but if I do need to start spending, you know, money on that, then I'll put that into my future monthly budget. I'm literally trying my best to like not spend that much money every month. I want to save more money than I'm actually spending. I feel like that's kind of the main goal for most people, but I'm definitely right now spending more than I'm saving, and so that's kind of a gradual progress for me. When it comes to my content creating budget, I actually did have a positive difference between my budgeted and my actual, and it was a little bit over $100, so super grateful about that. I didn't really spend that much money when it came to my content creation. For my food and coffee shop expensive, I was super surprised. I was only $2 over my actual budget, so that is progress because I am not kidding you. In January I was literally like $300 over budget, so that is progress. For my subscription and entertainment, it was basically the same fee. I pretty much pay the same subscription and entertainment fees every month, so it doesn't really change. For internet and clothing, same story as subscription and entertainment. I actually didn't spend any money on clothing. I'm trying my best not to spend money on clothing because I do want to use the clothes that I have as well as lose some weight and work on that, you know, and then buy a new clothes if I need it. Shopping and beauty, I did go over my budget by $29, but I do feel like there's a reason.
Add a reason.
You know, I actually made a mistake. I did include one of my content expensive into my shopping and beauty just because it was like an Amazon purchase, and sometimes I have to go like into my Amazon to see what those purchases were for. So technically I think I'm pretty good with shopping and beauty. I was on budget for that. Music and books were a little bit more. I spent a little bit more in books because I did buy a new book. Let me show you guys. I don't know why am I buying another book because I'm still reading Atomic Habits, but I did want to buy this book. It's The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F. This is by Mark Manson. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews on this. Some people really love it, others don't. So I still wanted to listen to or read it, give it a try. So that was kind of my extra fee, my extra expense for music and books. For my other, which is like transportation fees, meds, all that, I was $8 over, but I think that was okay. Usually for my emergencies, I'm extremely grateful. I never have to use any emergency expenses. You know, I don't have to use my budget for emergencies, but because my computer died and I don't have Apple Care and I don't have an Apple Store, it cost me, it was about $530 to get this little baby fixed. That is definitely much cheaper than, like, you know, getting a new laptop. So luckily, so I was basically a little bit over $400 in over budget when it comes to emergencies. But like I said, this kind of is worth it, and it's also a content creator expense as well. So I'm hoping that as I get bigger with my content creator business and I can do like an LLC, all of that, I can write this off. So for March monthly budget, I definitely want to spend a little bit less in content. So I did decrease my like budget for content by just $50, which is completely fine because in February I like didn't go at all over my budget for content creation. I increased the food and coffee shop budget by $50. I definitely want to invest more into like making things at home, maybe even buying a, you know, an espresso machine so that I can make coffee more at home. So little things like that I definitely want to take into consideration. So, but I think I'm probably gonna be like, I'm gonna even out the budgeted amount for food and groceries, food and coffee shop. Subscription and entertainment, internet and phone all stay same budget. Clothing, $0, because I don't really think I'm gonna buy any clothes in March. For shopping and beauty, it's the same budget. Music and books, also the same. For others, same as well, and emergencies, same budget. Definitely stay tuned for April's reset video so you guys can see if I stayed with my goals or not. Of course, this cannot be a March reset video without some of my favorites. First, my Valentino perfume. If you guys watch my YouTube short about this as well as my TikTok video, you would know that this is actually on my vision board, and one of my goals is to get PR from Valentino as well as work with them, and they sent me this back in January and I was so happy and so grateful. So I call this my Lucky Girl perfume and I use this all the time. It makes me feel amazing. I receive a ton of compliments as well whenever I use this perfume, so she is my Lucky Girl perfume. Since I've been definitely in my curly girl era and I'm trying to progress the curls, you know, I'm trying to make my curl patterns look better, I did start using some new products and I am obsessed with this combination. Like, it works so freaking well. It is the Bumble and Bubble BB Curl Defining Cream. I actually used this before, like a few years ago. Did not work for me at that time. Used it again now with my curl pattern and my healthier hair stage, and works so much better. But then I also add this Curlsmith full body thickening lotion. It makes my hair so freaking soft. It like really untangles it too, just because my hair gets pretty tangled, especially when I'm on my like 5th or 6th day of not washing my hair. It might sound kind of gross for some, but it works for me, especially with my dry scalp and my curly hair. Like, I don't know if it's just delusional of me or it's just whatever I'm doing in my brain, but feeling like I'm lucky really has changed a lot for me. You know, these reset videos are definitely a progress in work. I am glad that I'm finally back making these because I think I tried last year and I just wasn't in the right state to do it, honestly. I was doing it because I was like, okay, I need to take out content, I need to do this, but now I'm like, no, I gotta do it on my own timeline, in my own pace, listen to myself, my brain, my body. I am so ready to be back on YouTube and filming more content. So April reset video is gonna be so much better. And if you guys have any other tips or advices or things that you want me to include in my future reset videos, let me know. And of course, like I said, you are lucky. We are all lucky. We're so lucky everything works out for us. Keep that mentality and take care of your health, and I will see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to follow me on TikTok and watch my YouTube shorts because I've been posting on there. Love you.